Hey, what's up, everybody? It is January 28th, 2020, which means we are ready for this week's TNT Tuesday. I'd like to welcome you back to a second half of this 2019-2020 school year. Hopefully things are off to a great start and you are doing some great things in your PLTW and your CAD and engineering classes. And I was just looking at the calendar and looking at some of my first videos the other day, and believe it or not, tomorrow is going to be the 1-year anniversary of TNT Tuesday. It's kind of interesting how this kind of just started with an experiment and it has kind of snowballed. I'd like to thank all of you who have been along for the ride. It's been a great PD experience for me as well as some of you, so just like to say thank you. Today we're going to be taking a look at this magical number, 25.4. I call this the engineering tattoo in my class because I tell everybody, tattoo this to your brain. This is a magical number. And for those of you who don't know what 25.4 means, that is the number of millimeters that there are in 1 inch. And I'm sure there are probably some people who were working on the Hubble Space Telescope many, many years ago who wish that they knew this number a little bit more, and they probably wouldn't have gotten into the problem that they encountered with Hubble when they were launching that and getting that out into orbit. All right, so let's go ahead, let's get started. Why are we talking about 25.4? Because here's what is going to eventually probably happen in your class at some point or another. All right, so I'm going to go out here and just open this up, and we can see we have gone out there and created this cylinder. And when a student was going out to create the cylinder, their intention was to go out there and create a cylinder that has a diameter of 1 inch and that is extruded a distance of 1.5. When we take a look at this a little bit more, like for examples, if they came out here and went into eye properties and were to take a look at this, they're going to be seeing that all their information is out here and is basically being shown in metric. So we know that that is an issue. So that's the kind of the first red flag with all this. If they were to come back in here and start taking a look at their sketches and looking at their features, all right, like for example, that's indicating 1, we can actually see that this is a dimension of 1 millimeter. All right, so what they were trying to do was create something in English units, and they went out there and they used a metric IPT. Now, this obviously is not that difficult of a part, but sometimes kids can go out there and create really, really complex parts, and they've used the wrong units on the wrong template. All right, it's not the end of the world. Let me show you how we can fix that very quick. All right, so I'm going to go out here and just close out on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out here now and go to new. I'm going to start a standard inch IPT. This is what they originally wanted it to be. I'm going to go ahead and say create. All right, now I can come out here, and instead of coming and starting this all the way over again, what we're going to be doing is going out there and looking for this guy here called derive. All right, so if we pick on derive, it's going to be asking us, hey, what do you want to derive from? And we're going to say, hey, we want that 1 inch cylinder, what we thought was a 1 inch cylinder. I'm going to go ahead and open that. And when we open this, we can see the derived part dialog box shows up. Now, the scale factor we want to use on this is we want to go ahead and do a multiplication factor, a scale factor of 25.4. Okay, when we say 25.4 and say OK, all right, now we can see that that has been scaled up by 25.4 times. All right, now here's what's really, really cool about this. Now this has been corrected. So if we were to come out here and just go into just an IDW, like so. All right, now we can go ahead and just drop in our base. Okay, we can go ahead and create like a right side view and say okay. We'll go ahead and just save this. We'll just give this a number 2 on it. All right, now let's just check out to see what we've done. Let's just go ahead and bump this scale up where we can see it a little bit better. And here we go. So check this out. We come out here now and dimension this. And we can see that this is going to have a true diameter of 1. We've taken that original millimeter part, we scaled it up by 25.4 times. Okay, therefore now it is a true 1 inch diameter. And we can also see that this is now a true, I think I said 1.5 at the beginning. It's actually a 2 inch extrusion, all right, for that cylinder. So we have corrected it. Now, the only issue that we have is that you can see over here, if we were to come and expand out on all this, we can see it's sort of a dummy part. We have no ability to actually edit this. All right, so if you did want to edit anything, all right, what that means is you'd have to go out there and open up the original part, which in our case is going to be this one. All right, and you'd have to make any of your changes within that. All right, so since it is referencing it, this is the only way we can actually go out there and do our editing, okay, for that cylinder. Now, what this also means is that you have to go ahead and save this original part that we had in the same folder as the one that we are deriving today. So we always have to keep this. Remember, this is going to be the one that you can edit. Now, in the other direction of things, we're going to come out here, and this time we can take a look at what we believe is our 25.4 millimeter cylinder. All right, it's going to look like this. All right, and if we come out here and go to Eye Properties, we take a look at the Physical tab, we can see some massive numbers here because what we thought we were punching in was metric, it was actually in inches. So that's why our numbers are looking so incredibly big. If we come back here and go to our sketch and edit that sketch, we can see, all right, if we double click on this, this is actually talking about 25.4 inches. All right, same thing as we did last time. We're just going to go the other direction with this. So check out how this works. Okay, we're going to come out here. Let me just close out on everything. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go out here and start with a metric standard millimeter IPT. We're going to do create. Now we're going to come out here and go to derive. We're going to pick on that 25.4, what we thought was a 25.4 millimeter cylinder. We're going to say open, but this time our scale factor is not going to be a multiplication factor of 25.4. It's going to be 1 divided by 25.4, just like so. I'm going to go ahead and say okay. And now when we take a look at this, okay, if we were to come out here and just go to inspect, okay, we can go ahead and just grab on that. We can see that true diameter is 25.4 millimeters. All right, and we can also come out here and we can measure like from here to here, and we can see that that's 50.8 millimeters. All right, so that would be our equivalent of 1 inch diameter and 2 inch extrusion. All right, so just remember, excuse me, with all this, you do have to go out there and you have to save that original part in the same folder that you're deriving it from. You know, and just also make sure if you need to go out there and edit, you're going to be editing the original IPT. So there you go. It all goes back to this magical number of 25.4. That's how you can save students a lot of time and effort if they've created this really, really complex part and they just simply picked the wrong template and applied the wrong units. So there you go. That's it for this week's TNT Tuesday. Hope you have a great week.